fuck that. Conor McGregor, you're taking everything I work for, motherfucker. I'm gonna fight your fucking ass.
Sorry, Daddy.
What do you mean sorry, Daddy? What the hell did you do? Is Wayne Brady gonna have the choke a bitch?
Captain Picard. Okay, Captain Picard is not gay, he's British. Come on.
Make it slow.
Well, I hate to break it to you losers, but Han Solo's a bitch.
Tallahassee, you want to stick together, at least for a while?
Here's the deal, Columbus. I'm not easy to get along with, and I'm sensing you're a bit of a bitch. So, I give this relationship to about Texarkana.
Disturbance reported at the top of the Crown restaurant. Suspect is a male costumed extremist, armed with what appears to be a ketchup gun.
It's gonna be one of those nights.
You're listening to Comic Can Coozie, your weekly podcast for all your geeky garbage, twitchy comedy, and nerdy news. I'm Cole.
I'm Adam.
And I'm Taylor.
Does it sound funny to you?
Well, it did at first.
Yes.
You weren't coming through at all. I think Taylor, yeah, he's just screwing with us.
All right. I think he does that more often than he admits he does.
Yes.
No, I definitely...
On purpose.
Shut the fuck up! It's definitely not on purpose.
Yeah, okay.
Or is it?
See? Gotcha.
I got him.
Fooled me.
All right, you're back. We're good. Okay, it's not my fault because
What?
Adam
Yeah.
usually sits there, and then I was thinking Adam was on the blue.
I've been sitting here for a while because Cole gets here early and he wants to sit over there.
I like this spot better.
Yeah.
All right, fine.
I don't know. I think it's the same chair. He just likes that
The
spot.
chair's the same. I like the spot.
He'd rather stare at you.
Okay. I understand.
Yeah.
Well, I like this spot because sometimes you leave right after the podcast, and then we watch TV. I like looking at that monitor.
Oh, that's a better monitor than that one?
Yeah.
Oh, we'll just make some adjustments on it. Jeez.
Yeah, cheers.
That's a Sony.
Yeah.
This is a Vizio.
They're both over 10 years old, and they're still going strong.
Yep.
Hey, so listener and friend of the show,
Okay.
Nancy.
Okay.
You guys hear what happened?
No.
I get a text from
Oh,
Elijah.
did she get pissed that you woke her up because you started screaming in her house at fucking 1 in the morning because you watched too much Sam Kinison?
I was watching Sam Kinison.
Oh, okay.
Whatever he does. Anyway.
That sounds about right. I mean,
Right. So, I get a text from Elijah and said, this fucking cat. And he sends me a picture of Nancy's leg. Just torn the fuck up.
Oh.
By this feral cat. And then Elijah kept
saying... A feral cat?
A feral... I don't know. Or rabid? I don't know what the fuck was wrong with this cat.
Well...
if it were that big-ass cat with its tail cut off...
no, I don't think
if it were that one, I could see it. That thing's fucking huge.
So, I don't know, but Elijah kept sending me these videos, and they were the cat was holding them hostage. It would not leave their patio. And this cat, every video is just...
Oh my God.
Like one of those things. And they called animal control. Animal control says, "Yep, nothing we can do. It's Sunday."
What?
Yeah.
They don't work on Sundays?
No way, dude.
Huh.
So
did they try to pray?
They should have.
It is the Lord's Day.
Yeah, they really should have. But no, they did not. And Nancy ended up going into the ER today. 50 shots.
Oh. And if they're rabies shots, they have to go into the wound.
I'm guessing. Here, I'll pull up a picture here in a bit just to show you how many scratches and bites that she had all over her.
And Elijah came out scot-free?
He was faster than Nancy.
It's because he was filming.
He probably jumped into her arms.
Yeah.
And let her
she protected him.
Right.
And he filmed.
Yeah, you should have got it on fucking film.
Wow. Okay. Well, okay. Jeez.
Yeah, so Nancy got fucked up pretty
No,
good.
so this cat is just a neighborhood cat?
They have a bunch of strays in that neighborhood.
Well, do they keep
I told you.
Well,
I told you when we were talking about Las Vegas, cats are fucking scarier than dogs.
I think you're right.
Ah, boy. That's a tough see. Cats are creepy.
How many times have you been attacked by a cat, Cole?
Not often. But
How many dogs?
A whole lot of them.
Yeah.
A whole lot.
Exactly. So I still think dogs are scarier.
Cats are scarier.
They're
like just what they could do, especially if they had their front claws.
I think cats.
yeah,
I think cats are more unrelenting. You know, if you were to get attacked by a cat, it's gonna fuck you up until you're fucked up. A dog might just bite you and then that's it. You know.
I was listening to.
That's true. Give you a good warning bite.
A different podcast.
Yeah.
And they were reading a newspaper article from 1912, and this guy was walking to his neighbor's house, and like neighbors' houses are like miles apart, like in the farm areas, you know. And he got attacked by a pack of wolves. He had a buck knife and wound up killing multiple wolves, and he got bit up, like fucked up, right?
Yeah.
Multiple wolves or one tiger. Like he killed
or one tiger.
Cats
sure.
are scarier. For sure.
Oh well, yeah. If you're comparing that,
well, cats are just small versions of tigers, and dogs are just kind of bitchy versions of wolves.
Yeah, but I don't think that there is a.
All he had was a fucking little knife.
I know, but I don't think that there is a dog. Or sorry, I don't think the scariest version of a dog is a wolf.
Yeah.
And that's the wild dog. But they're not as big as a fucking tiger.
No.
So, yeah, it's not a
But
a
one
fair
tiger
comparison.
will take you down, and
right.
wolves hunt in packs.
Okay. Think about this, Cole. Ferris versus this fucking cat.
I don't know. That cat sounded like it did more damage to Nancy's leg than Ferris did to Nancy's.
I don't know if she...
What did he bite on Nancy?
I don't think she needed... What did he bite? What didn't he bite?
Ferris. What did Ferris...
Oh, on Nancy?
Yeah.
It was her hand.
Doesn't that neighbor down the street still trap animals in their yard?
That's what I thought.
I don't know.
I mean, they must have...
Oh, damn. He fucked her up.
Yeah.
Oh.
No, I don't think she needed stitches neither, but...
Got bit pretty... I think that one's a bite. That one looked like a bite. It must have just grabbed her and just...
Like grabbed her with the claws and then just started going at
What
it
time
with
was
the
this at?
It must have been the afternoon. 'Cause
Okay. I'm just wondering... this is like just questions. Because I know sometimes if there's alcohol involved, Nancy wants to cuddle with that creature. And I just want to know if that happened before and kind of was going towards the cat when maybe it gave the warning signs not to, but alcohol was like, it's okay. You're okay.
Look at that cat. It's so cute. I have no idea.
Just wondering
That's a question for her.
if that was involved at all.
You should make that picture. Like you should make that the screen that pops up when she calls.
I don't want to look
No.
at that.
Speaking of animals that attack, did you guys see that cocaine bear is on Peacock for free now?
I saw it popped up there, and I was very close to wanting to rent it earlier this week, and then I was flipping and I saw, Peacock, cocaine bear coming on the 14th, and I said I can wait, and so I still didn't watch it yet though, but I will. I just don't have to pay for it now.
It's a lot shorter than I thought it would be. It's like an hour and a half. That's it. That is one of the few shows that I did see a trailer for.
Oh yeah, okay.
I think it's one of those movies where it's a different movie than what the trailer presents.
I think
the trailer made it look, and I only saw one trailer. I didn't see multiple trailers, but the trailer makes it look like a comedy. It's more of a horror film.
Oh, it's a slasher for sure. It's a full on slasher.
Yeah, I don't think you get much horror idea out of the trailer at all. It makes it look like a hijinks comedy.
Yeah, like this is gonna.
What
be
kind of
funny.
crazy things is this bear gonna do?
Yeah, definitely. Did you ever see Dale and Tucker versus Evil?
Hell yeah, that's a great one.
It is, and that's kind of that's the vibe I was thinking about Cocaine Bear too.
Sure, yeah.
It was just gonna. Now there were elements of it that were funny and over the top.
Yeah, it was a good movie. It's just if you go into it thinking one thing, you're probably getting a different thing.
I think,
which is why I don't like to watch a lot of trailers. You know,
sure,
makes sense.
But I don't know. Overall, it was a good movie.
It was fun. It was fun.
I'll check it out.
I wish I would have waited.
Why? What did you read?
Did you
go
watch
to
it in the theater
I
or
went
something?
to the theater. Yeah.
Well, was it worth
Was
it
it
in the
worth
theater?
going to see it in the theater? I don't think it would have been.
It was fun because I guess I hadn't been to a movie in a while.
I
So
do.
it's like, okay.
I do feel like
be a good one.
most movies I go to in the theater, since it's few and far between, I do think they're worth it just because for the
getting out. You're
experience.
going
Yeah,
out.
I'm
You're
doing
doing something.
something. I'm
Now,
in my
if only
living room.
They did a beer there. You could do a beer.
Cocaine beer.
Yeah. Wow. It's spicy beer.
I was hanging out with Shay the other night, and he was on his phone playing songs on the JBL speaker on Spotify. And
Did
he
Wonderwall come up?
Huh?
Did Wonderwall come up?
It did not.
Oh, wow.
I didn't have to listen to any fucking Oasis. God dang. I don't like to listen to that shit when I'm like drinking. It's fucking depressing and whiny.
How dare you?
After
Wait, was that Pearl Jam?
you're my wonderwall.
Oh, okay.
But so he was suggested a station to listen to. The name of the station is the funniest shit ever.
Okay.
Country songs to do yoga to.
What?
Country songs to do yoga to.
It's like really relaxing, old school, like slow country. Like
So like
the first song that popped up, I was like, this doesn't sound like country. This sounds like Hawaiian music. And he's like, yeah, like something from like a 50s Hawaiian, like.
Oh, that's supposed to be like the fashion thing that's going on right now is country beach or something like that, where all these girls are taking photos wearing cowboy hats on the beach, and that makes them country.
what?
That's
Yeah.
really.
So I'm guessing
that's
that
just dumb.
that
this
station
is,
goes along
this
with
is
that.
really old school country.
Like Hurt by Johnny Cash.
Because that's not sad.
So the next song that
Wow, this is great yoga.
And really classic.
the next song that came on was a really old blues song. The guy played his guitar, and only his guitar, for 2 minutes before he started singing. And when he started singing, and we're like, wow, this guy's got a really good voice, right? And so we were listening to this blues song, so I started telling Shay about Murder Train A-Comin' from Death Clock. And Shay's like, oh, man, I like metal. Like, we should listen to that. So we were listening to that, and he's like, tell me about the show, Metalocalypse. And
He's never watched it?
I was trying to explain it to him, and then he's like, yeah, nothing you're saying is landing. I was like, Shay, Metalocalypse is kind of like Macho Man Randy Savage. Like, you see him, and you know that it's awesome, right? But when you explain it to anyone else, it sounds really fucking dumb.
That's a good way to put it.
Like,
I don't think I am not by any. I can listen to that kind of music, that genre, like Cannibal Corpse or whatever, like this death metal shit. I'm not a huge fan of it.
I'm not talking about the music. Shay liked the music.
She liked that?
Yeah. Oh, he likes that shit.
For a man that likes Oasis, he likes fucking death metal.
Shay's like me. He likes all kinds of shit.
Wow.
A collective
I was
taste.
talking about Metalocalypse, the cartoon.
Okay.
Like you cannot explain it to somebody without sounding like stupid.
Oh man, I'd say explaining to a non-wrestling fan some of those storylines is fucking fun to do. But I know exactly what you're saying. That's exactly what it would be like. It's like, listen, no.
There's this goober.
Paul Bear.
There's this goober that comes out. He wears sunglasses that he made popular 30 years before Kanye West did, but he has them painted in crazy neon color. Like he wears tassels from a trench coat that's kind of like a cape, and it comes in 30 different neon colors, and a cowboy hat, and he says, "Oh yeah," all the time, and he's awesome,
he
right?
advertises for Slim Jim.
I completely like everything I just said was true, but it all sounds really dated and really gay. You know what I mean?
He was talking about Metalocalypse. So I was trying to figure out.
You're like, wait, what episode was that?
That's just me trying to explain Macho Man Randy Savage. Everyone knows he's fucking awesome.
Yeah.
But no one can explain him in a way that sounds cool.
All right.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Let me tell you, Adam, one of my favorite wrestling storylines.
Yeah, there. Well, all right. Strap in.
Okay.
Here we go.
Mark Henry, 500 pounds.
Jesus Christ.
6.5 foot black man.
Okay.
500 pounds. World's strongest man. That was his bill.
But he's just really fat.
He won an Olympic weightlifting competition.
But he was also really fat, though, on top of that?
No, it's like,
You know
I
how
mean,
those
he
weightlifters
looks
are.
big, but it's all muscle. It's kind of like the Kingpin.
500 pounds of all muscle? That's hard to believe.
Well, not all muscle, but quite a lot.
He was actually 500 pounds? Well, whatever. Okay.
He wasn't actually.
Carry on the story.
No, he wasn't.
So
260.
Mark Henry enters into a relationship with 85-year-old. What was her name again?
Mae Young. Mae West.
Wait,
Mae Young.
This is part of the wrestling storyline.
Yeah.
Okay.
It sounds stupid, but it's awesome.
Okay.
Enters into a relationship with this 35-year-old woman.
85.
Right? 85-year-old woman. And there's a lot of sexual innuendos going on. You know, there's a lot of hanky-panky that's happening. I think there was even a scene where they were rolling around in the bed together.
Is this old lady also a character on the show?
She has to be. She was a big-time wrestler in the 60s, 70s, and 80s.
Yeah.
And now this thing's
is 90s.
taking place in the late 90s.
Yeah. Okay.
So now he impregnates her.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah, sure.
She gets he was involved with the match. She gets on the apron. She gets knocked off the apron and she goes into labor.
Yeah, okay, sure.
Yeah, big
Yep.
time.
Okay.
And she
This all happened in one show, right?
yeah.
No, it took place over the course of a few.
Oh yeah, like
few
the
months.
build up.
Like two weeks, 3 weeks?
Yeah, probably.
Okay.
Couple months.
This was the build up. So she gets knocked
Not
off the apron.
nine whole months?
She goes into labor.
Whoa.
Early labor.
Well,
Holy shit,
no.
right?
Yeah.
Well, they take her back and she starts to give live birth
on the air.
on the air.
Yeah.
And it turns out it was just a prosthetic hand the whole time. Sounds stupid.
No, it doesn't.
It actually, the way you tell it sounds better than actually watching it from week to week.
Right.
It actually was worse when you were watching it.
Yeah, you had to wait. I summed that up in about 5 minutes.
We had to watch this over months and months.
Like, oh, fuck, what's going to happen? How is she pregnant? It doesn't make any sense. Well, it turns out.
How did it get in there?
Those were questions that were never answered.
Yep.
And you know what's really stupid about this?
What's that?
You know what's so fucking stupid about all this? As I'm telling this, I'm wondering if I'm even remembering this correctly.
No, you're remembering it pretty well.
Okay, I'm just like, this is so fucking crazy.
Mm-hmm.
So,
Wow.
I'm gonna have to pull this up. We'll watch it in a little bit here.
Sure. I'd like to.
Yeah.
At least just the giving birth part.
Yeah.
So I went to watch some hockey with a work friend of mine and her boyfriend the other night at the Blarney Stone. And I didn't know that they had Cuban sandwiches on their menu, and I was like, I need to get this. And
Cuban. Yeah, I knew
love
that.
Cubans.
Yeah.
best Cuban I've ever had.
At Blarney Stone.
Yep.
You hate Blarney Stone.
I don't hate Blarney Stone.
Why didn't you want to go there that one night?
I just wanted to fucking drop off Gabe, come here and hang out, but like.
Oh, that's right. Fuck that.
But you had to take a pee because you got like a little girl bladder.
Oh, I'm
so
sorry.
we tried to stop at jail beers. And I didn't mind having one beer, but I didn't want to stick around there for a while.
Yeah.
Makes sense.
I think I've had their Cuban there before.
It was really good, and my pop really, really likes Cuban sandwiches. So he's like, do you got any nights off this week? I was like, I got Friday off. He's like, oh, man. I'm like, what's wrong with Friday? He's like, everyone else is going to want to go there on Friday. I was like,
it's
true. That's a good.
Go early. You'll be or go late.
Well, he's
it's not really like a hangout. Well, it kind of is a hangout place. I've never been to that place in the evening where it's not been busy.
He's going to start up on construction, so he's going to be starting to work later and later. So I'm guessing I won't be able to get there until 7, and I'm sure they'll be kind of busy.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
where else have you had a Cuban?
Cuba.
The
where they're everywhere and they don't want them.
When it was still open, the Starving Rooster had Cubans.
Okay.
And they were pretty good.
I had one there. I've had one at Blarney, and I've had one at Space Aliens, and I agree that
they made them at Space Aliens.
Yeah,
but
it's actually
it makes
pizza.
sense.
It's a pizza. it's a Cuban pizza.
They made,
and it's called pepperoni.
There's a few times that the bistro had done a Cuban as a lunch special, and that was pretty good. The Blarney Stones is the best. My pop had one at that one place you talk about on South Washington.
Lucky's?
No, it's
the
South
13?
Washington.
South Washington.
Oh, Washington.
Over by Runnings, I guess. I think you've told me.
El Coquis.
He had one there. He said it was pretty awful.
Really?
Because that was Puerto Ricans making a Cuban. They don't want to. It's a different place.
Well, I
They
don't know.
what the fuck
I didn't know what
I
kind of.
didn't
I didn't know what kind of restaurant it was. To
I
begin
had a
with.
sandwich there that was awesome, but I don't think they called it a Cuban, but it was much in the style of a Cuban.
Here's my deal.
Yes.
And this might offend people.
Oh, no.
I'm just
stop
saying.
right there.
No, I don't give a fuck, actually.
Oh, okay.
I don't care for Puerto Rican food.
I somewhat agree. I've had a few good chicken dishes, but that big pork chop that they make, that 2.5 pound fried pork chop,
Did not like it.
It's just
too much.
It's too much. There's areas of it that are good, but there's also areas of it that are very dry.
Yes.
And it's like I'm trying to eat a large amount of meat, and some of it is very dried out, and it's like my jaw shouldn't hurt after a meal.
Where did you eat that at?
The place on South 12th in the old VFW, the building with the American
Did that
flag
one
on
used
the
to be in Mandan on Main Street?
That place, yeah, I've been there. That place,
that place is closed now.
I'm not surprised.
That one sucked.
You would walk in, and there'd only be yourself and maybe 4 employees. Just playing on electronic pull tab machines.
Yeah.
The employees are playing on
Yeah.
them?
Well,
and watching Fox News at incredibly high volume.
Well, here's the deal.
Yeah.
I think where I take issue with Puerto Rican food is now their Puerto Rican desserts I really like, but the Puerto Rican food to me, it's like it's a Spanish-speaking country, so I think in my head I've got this idea.
You feel like it's going to have more spice, and it's actually
Just
somewhat bland.
There it is. Yeah, it's just very bland.
See, that's
Yeah.
the dish that I did like was the chicken dish that when I was dating Malati, she bought.
Yeah.
That had an explosion of flavors.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But the problems that I had with everything that I was buying, it was very bland.
Yeah. Another thing I don't care for. Plantains. I don't.
I enjoy plantains, and they would give me a scoop of this shit that looked like mashed potatoes, but it was plantains with bacon in it, and I enjoyed
Was that good?
That was good.
Because what I had was they made they took the plantains. It looks like they blanched them, smashed them, and then fried them, and then that was your bread, and it was so much starch. It was just I forget what it was. Now that I remember, I had a Puerto Rican coworker. That
Is your sister-in-law Puerto Rican?
Sister-in-law. Oh, Robbie's wife?
Yeah.
Robbie's wife is El Salvador.
Okay, I thought this was just a long-winded way of talking shit over here, but without saying that.
No, I'm just.
My in-laws' cooking is so bad.
No, don't. Fuck no, dude. El Salvadorian food. Whoa, amazing.
I've never had.
I wouldn't know.
Well, she's gonna be here this week, so I'll tell her to cook some stuff up for my friends.
I'll
tell her.
I want to bring up a restaurant that.
Wait. I'm not.
Okay.
I just wanted to finish one thought. I had a coworker, Puerto Rican guy. He made Puerto Rican hamburgers, Puerto Rican cheeseburgers. I didn't even know that was a thing, and he did.
It's not.
No, it is. I think it is.
He's like, hey, I'm Puerto Rican. I'll make you a cheeseburger. Puerto Rican cheeseburger. Enjoy.
I guess so.
It
was different than anything I'd ever had. And you could do chicken or beef. And I did one of each one time, and he did this little home delivery thing where he would cook for you.
Oh, okay.
You pay him $15, he brings you food. Really, 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 really good.
All right.
That was
the
really
best
good.
Puerto Rican I had was in Florida, and it was from a food truck, and it was Mofongo Loco.
Mofongo. I like that.
That's plantains, Buster.
No, it is not.
Yeah.
I don't believe that you dislike Puerto Rican food, Taylor. I believe you dislike that one restaurant
exactly.
down here because it was
right there,
very bland and it had a bad atmosphere.
Oh no, never mind. I know.
See, the
with
thing
plantains.
on top,
Yeah, there you
the thing
go.
on top is what I was talking about with the bacon in there.
Oh, okay. I've never had this. I take that back. I've never had mofongo.
But
I like the
mofongo
word,
is
though.
usually I think that's what they had at Mandan one or whatever, whichever one around here. But yeah, I think it's the Puerto Rican place here that's bad. I don't think it's Puerto Rican.
No, I don't think it's Puerto Rican food. I think it was that place.
Yeah.
I want to ask you a question.
Yeah.
Because Taylor would have been too young to remember this place. Okay. First there was the Midtowner, and then that went out of business. And then it became the Stathaus.
Stathaus, yeah.
Did you ever go there and eat the Klaus burger?
No, the only thing I had at the Stathaus that I remember was the
beer. Because you could drink underage there.
Yeah, you could. You could. It was the Fleischkekle that they had. That's all I can remember eating there. And that was fine, but that's all I remember.
The Stathaus used to be in some small town. I can't remember which one. And it was insanely popular there. It was like about the only restaurant. And then they thought, oh, we can do bigger. We'll shut down this place and we'll go to Mandan.
I want to say Beulah, because that sounds like a place that Stathaus would be in.
I think it was a smaller town than Beulah.
Mott.
So they went to Mandan. They did not. Their dreams of making it big in the big city of Mandan. They didn't pan out. But
there's something wrong with that location anyway.
That location is
not.
It's not great.
No.
But they had this burger when they were in the small town that I'd heard of that I'd never got to try, and it was called the Klaus burger, and it was 4 quarter-pound patties, beef patties.
Okay.
So that's a pound of beef.
Yep.
Dear God.
There was 3 eggs on it.
Oh.
How much? Wait, I'm sorry. How much beef?
1 pound.
Holy
4 quarter pounders.
4 quarter pounds. Pound beef patties. There was 6 pieces of cheese on it. There was
3 eggs.
There was I think it was 1 egg on the top, but then they layered in a pound of bacon in between. Oh, also, each
sounds
burger,
like it's for one of those eating competition shows.
Wait! Each burger
get a T-shirt.
had a bun in between it. So
jeez,
there was like
it's got to be like this tall because of the bread.
Yeah, they had to shove a knife in it just to have it stand up.
Yeah.
And they served it with a pound of fries, and they didn't offer anything if you finished the whole thing.
It's just for just for the glory of knowing you
for the farmer that
did
just got out of the field, man.
Yeah,
sure.
I mean, honestly, I think you could get like us and one other person and order it, and it wouldn't be weird. But
yeah, it would be weird.
It'd still be weird.
It'd be weird just to order food.
But yeah, I don't know. Like, and I had completely forgotten about this until a guy at work the other day was talking about it, and I'm like, God damn it, I do remember that thing.
Yeah.
Like, I bought it one time, and it cost like a ridiculous amount of money, even back when food didn't cost a ridiculous.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like,
no,
and you weren't allowed to take it home either.
Well, I suppose.
No,
well,
it's a challenge.
you are. Yeah,
I mean, if they don't award you anything, it's not really a challenge, is it? Because there shouldn't be a timer. Yeah, just for yourself, and you could do that with anything you order.
It's like this dude.
Like I could eat this burger in 2 seconds. Boom! I did it! Yeah.
It'd be funny to go to a restaurant, just make up your own challenge.
You just tell the waitress, you're like, "I would eat this in 5 minutes." And they're like, "Okay, enjoy." Set the timer.
This dude came over from Germany, and he was just like, Americans like big portions. I'm gonna fuck that up. Like,
well, no, I mean, maybe.
Went out of business.
I think if you just like made a stupid T-shirt, you'd get a lot of people in just to try it. Because that was that at the time? Maybe that was before that one dude was doing his TV show.
It was before Man vs. Food.
Yeah.
That was shut down. That place was shut down before that TV show ever started.
It had already become a church by that time, I suppose.
I forgot. It's one of those weirdo churches, isn't it?
No, it closed. It is currently for
sale.
Jesus Christ! That location is so bad, even a church can't fucking.
No,
survive?
it was that stupid bitch.
They made that documentary and everything because she.
Becky. Oh, what is her name? Fisher.
I
don't know.
I think that was a murder.
Okay,
Amy
tell me
Fisher.
what happened. Tell me what happened.
What to the
church? How did it close down? That stupid bitch did what?
Oh, I'm just saying she is.
Yeah, I can't remember
She
what.
ran some stupid Jesus camp up in fucking Devil's
That
Lake.
was the name of the movie,
Yeah.
Jesus Camp.
Yeah,
I've
fucked
heard.
up.
I've heard of that.
But there was
have you
something.
watched it?
I think I watched a little bit of it.
Yeah, you gotta watch it.
It
You
was
gotta
on
find it.
Netflix, right?
Probably.
Yeah.
It's really. I liked it because there was no commentators. It was just them filming, and that's what was going on there.
Yeah.
And I don't know. They didn't paint it. They didn't paint. If you were a fan of this church, you would have been like, "Yeah, this was awesome." And if you were just an outsider looking in, you'd be like, "Wow, this is fucked up."
Yeah.
They really didn't paint it in a bad light. They just painted it in the
It
light
was
that
one of those born again sorts of churches, right?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Big time. It's pretty awesome. I think we should start our own cult.
Well, the building's open, so.
Let's do it. Wait, were we talking about this? We need a tax shelter, right? That's what we're trying to do.
I thought Mandan provides us.
That'll be we'll say that every time something good happens in our religion.
Here we go.
Mandan provide.
Here we go. You know what?
Uh-huh.
You know what?
What's that?
Mandan has a city ordinance that says you cannot have strippers in the vicinity where you sell booze. They did not say anything about our Lord and Savior Jesus Christ.
Jesus strippers?
And the blood of Christ. The blood of Christ compels you to strip.
Oh.
And the congregation would strip too.
This is
so
already culty
everyone-
as shit.
This
everyone's-
is going to be great.
Everyone's
already-
naked.
Everyone's well, no, not 18 and older. Let's make this.
Okay,
is
well,
already
this is
culty
not the-
as shit
this
because
is-
every cult leader winds up like having some message from God on how he needs to sleep with the
We're
the
not sleeping with
congregation.
anybody. And
Not
there
at
no-
first.
There's no children. This is not the Catholic Church we're talking about.
All right.
Cole, no offense.
Okay.
None taken.
Wow. But yeah, I remember the Stathaus.
All right. Let's
Cole,
Right.
tell us about-
Wait. We just got done watching that Mae Young gives birth to a hand thing.
It was
It's more disturbing than we remember.
It's bad.
The paramedic pulled out what he thought was going to be a baby with a pair of vice grips.
it turned out to be a hand, just a prosthetic hand covered
wearing
in,
rings.
covered in slime. How did it get
And
there?
they said, "Give her a hand, everybody."
Wait, what was the one line that made me laugh so hard?
Oh, when was your last period?
1959. Are you sure you impregnated this woman? Oh, what and honestly, what a way that's something that every doctor should say. Every what do you call it? OBGYN.
Are you sure you impregnated this woman?
Every father should have to go through the same thing that poor Mark Henry had to go through.
I just
Are
think
you
like
sure you impregnated this woman?
being a writer for that show. Who wrote this stuff?
That had to be Vince fucking
McMahon.
Do you think like
No, Vince Russo, dude.
Oh yeah.
This was definitely a Vince Russo.
No,
thing.
no,
That
no.
guy
He was
such-
gone by 2000.
That guy fucking sucks.
But yeah, you loved that storyline though.
No, I hated it. I could imagine. I'm in the same boat as JR. He's just doing it for a job. But I mean, looking back, it's fun and it's funny because of how ridiculous it is.
Yeah.
Because I'm sure there were other more serious storylines going on at
Well,
the time. I don't think people were too. Well, maybe they were.
I'm trying. I
Look at
I
that
doubt
dude,
it.
though. But look at that dude. That dude is not a fat dude.
He's not fat, but there's no way he's 500 pounds.
No fucking way.
That's why I got. I was a little into the number that he threw out. That's why I said fat, because you're not 500 pounds and weighing and only
But
6 foot.
He's definitely like a linebacker or a,
sure.
a lineman build. He's a big dude. Just I don't know. That's what they usually bill him at. I say they bill him at.
that guy
Exaggerated.
One time that guy was supposed to go down to the Hell in the Cell, and
Mark Henry.
yeah,
Oh,
and it was him, right? The world's strongest man.
Yeah.
And he was supposed to go down to Hell in the Cell. There was 2 guys in there locked in there with a padlock. It was supposed to be a rigged padlock that that he could that had been cut already.
Yeah.
So it was mostly easy for him to tear through. Well, they put a real padlock on it because they fucked up. They forgot to cut it. It wasn't gimmicked at all. And he looks at it and he's like, "Fuck it." with his bare hands, he ripped the padlock apart, and like that dude was incredibly strong. He's one of the only people who can pick up the Thomas 1-inch dumbbell.
Oh, okay.
There's this dumbbell that's incredibly hard to actually lift
because you can't get the right grip on it.
Yeah, and he's one of the few people who can do that.
Okay.
So. But Taylor, you were gonna ask me something.
Well, you said you almost got killed outside of the Stathaus, but it wasn't the Stathaus at the time that you almost got killed.
It was the Joker at that point.
Following the Stathaus.
So it went from what was it? Before the Stathaus, it was
the Midtowner, the Stathaus, and then Jokers, and then that church. I didn't almost get shot outside of it. I almost got shot inside of it.
What?
Yeah. So
it's safe outside, man.
Yeah. So me and an old buddy of mine named Bird went over there, and we went in, and this is when you could buy a bottle of Coors Original for like $2.50, $3. You know. Well, we went in, ordered some beers, and they were charging us like $4.25. So this was, and that. Back then that was expensive. Right now that's the norm, but back then that was expensive. So we had our beers. They had a bunch of pool tables. Oh, and this is upstairs where all the pool tables were, not downstairs where the music
stage
and the comedy was.
Okay.
So we finished our first round of beers, and we're like, "Fuck this! We're not paying that much. We're gonna go to that M&H gas station around the way, and pick up like a 12-pack and just sneak beers in throughout the night.
Yeah.
Buy one beer like
the classic way.
For every 3 beers that we drink, we'll buy one so the bartender doesn't get suspicious or whatever.
Chug it in the parking lot and you go in.
Yeah. So we're walking in. We got our coats. It's wintertime. We got our winter coats just stuffed with beers. And Bird's ahead of me, and a bottle of beer slips out of his sleeve and lands at my feet. Hits the ground. I jump. Like, it startled me.
Right.
I jumped up in the air. Come down. I'm like, holy fuck. And we just started laughing, right? Well, this tiny little guy, he was in his 20s, but he's really small. Like 5'4". No, he's just a short dude.
Okay. Just joking.
So he heard us break the bottle and saw us laughing. He like comes over and he's just super angry. He's got like little man syndrome or something, right? He's like,
poor guy.
What the hell are you guys laughing at? I was like, my buddy. I lied here. I was like, my buddy stepped on a bottle and it scared me, and we both started laughing. And he kind of like gives.
Did the bottle break when it hit the ground?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
And he's kind of looking at us like he doesn't believe our story, but like whatever. And then he's like, okay. Oh, and he just came from inside and he was walking toward the alley. He's like, oh, okay. I'm going to go take a piss. And I'm like, all right. I'm like, okay. And
you're like, have a good time.
I kind of rolled my eyes by accident, but the kid's like, why'd you give me that look? I was like, I didn't.
God damn it.
I was like, I didn't give you a look, which I was lying again. I totally did. And he's like, yeah, you did. And
you're like, yeah, I did.
So
okay.
Me and Bird, we're much taller than this guy, and we both outweigh him. Like, I outweigh him by like 20 pounds. Bird probably outweighs him by like 35 pounds. And so like we kind of got tired of him just giving a shit, so we just started like inching towards him, and he like started backing up into the wall, and then he like.
So you cornered a short guy, and that's how you almost got shot.
He kept on fucking swearing at us and shit, and then so he
threatening me?
run away like down toward the alley a little bit, and like turns around. He's like, I'm gonna tell the bartender on you guys for vandalizing bar property, and we're just started laughing like we thought it was funny, right? So we go upstairs, and we're having some of our beers, shooting pool, and he comes in, and he just walks over to this girl who doesn't work there, just like his girlfriend or something, and just starts talking shit about us, right? So, and he's doing it loudly so I can hear him. So I walk up behind him, I give him a little shove. I was like, hey, like, I thought you were going to go fucking tell the bartender on us. Like, go fucking do it. I was like, go fucking tattle, you know.
Wow,
like,
Cole's getting physical.
I was
this
getting
guy.
pissed because he wouldn't stop giving a shit.
You got to remember
So-
how old people are at this
I was
time
only
as
in
well.
I was only in my early 20s.
You know, this is
And-
high testosterone days.
So he went.
Sounds like it.
So his girlfriend's like, "Hey, can you just give him a break? Like,
He's little.
like he's been drinking since like 2 this afternoon, and it's like fucking 10 at night."
Jesus Christ,
And
dude.
she's
Fuck
like,
that kid.
she's like, "I'll just kind of, I'll get him settled down." I was like, "All right, cool, you know, sorry."
'Cause
I was like, "Just get him to shut the fuck up, and we'll leave him alone."
Because it
Well-
sounds like she was scared that you were gonna murder him.
I was pretty fucking upset.
No,
And-
but I mean,
and Bird was too.
Yeah.
And so so he left the bar, and we're shooting pool, and through the windows we can see like these we're on the upstairs floor, so we can't really see the street, but we can see flashing lights, you know, like cherries from a cop car.
Yeah.
And we're just like, I wonder what that was about, right? About 15 minutes later, the bartender comes over, and she's like, "Hey, you know that little guy that was fucking talking all that shit, and you guys were messing with him?" I'm like, "Yeah." They're like, "He just got arrested." Like, for what?
Pissing in public?
Or like, was he outside pissing? Yeah, exactly. We were asking that, and I thought maybe he was just outside yelling and screaming like a douchebag or something.
Yeah.
No, he went to his car, grabbed the gun, and started walking back in toward the building, and a cop just happened to be driving by and seen him.
Good
and fucking pulled over, and he's like,
God.
"What the fuck are you doing?" You know.
I
And-
got to go teach these kids a lesson.
Yeah, so they fucking wound up arresting that dude. So then our friend Amy,
Yeah.
the one that lives in Minneapolis
Oh,
now,
yeah.
we run into her about like 20 minutes later, and she's like, "So what would you done if he came in with a gun?" I was like, "I would have run away or died." Like,
Really, not much you can do.
not a lot you can do. I would have run away or died. But yeah, that's how I almost got shot out
Cool.
inside of Joker's. Inside of
Well, that's just what the bartender told you. He actually just got arrested for pissing himself
Yeah.
in the street. So,
fuck that guy.
wow, wowzer,
Wowee.
madness at the Midtowner,
He's like
man.
a tiny little guy, and he had a
He had a big attitude.
big attitude.
Poor little guy. Poor little guy.
guy. The cops went and fucking took him to the jail and tucked him in.
That's good. That's
Read
good.
him a bedtime story.
Oh my goodness gracious. So, what else you got for me, Cole?
I don't know. What do you got?
I got
Say
a
something.
piss.
You got a piss?
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
Pause it.
Well, that's a relief. Oh, I'm glad we save all the good jokes when we're
Peeing.
peeing. God.
I watched a few things over the weekend. Mm-hmm. I watched Coachella was airing on YouTube, doing the live stuff.
Oh, did you watch any of the Blink-182 performance?
I saw Blink-182, and that was fine.
Yeah, it was all right.
But that's I don't. I was talking to my sister about this, and I think I've hit the age where I don't get music. Like, music these days. I flipping through. There's 6 stages, and I just couldn't enjoy practically anyone at Coachella. I just didn't get it, and I'm like, well, why
You
are
ain't woke enough, dude.
I'm not. There's something wrong with me because I could not enjoy any of it. It was bullshit. I'm like, obviously they were invited to play Coachella. I don't know if that necessarily means you're good, but you were invited to play, so you must have some people who listen to you.
Yeah.
And there are people in the crowd singing along with. So I assume they're good. If I went with the crowd.
You said U2 was there?
U2? I never said
watched
U2.
it on YouTube.
YouTube.
Open your ears, Grandpa.
Well,
Anyway.
enunciate.
I tried to I watched, at least I flipped through and I tried to watch some and I couldn't. It just sucked.
Well,
And there's lots of DJs. Lots of DJs. And I don't get the point of that either, but What?
So Adam got me a record from the Ugly Box store. I wanted to.
I hope they don't. That the last 6 songs aren't the same as the just 6 songs ahead of it.
So this was sealed. The thing you got was not sealed. So there's 2 things I'm looking for to make sure that it is in fact
a record.
A record, the band off with their heads, but I want to know if it's a color vinyl. I always like to know.
Oh, sure.
So we're gonna open it up.
I didn't research this one too much, so.
And no, it's just a regular.
Okay.
Regular.
I don't.
Black
Don't.
vinyl.
I figure with the plastic on there, usually it says something if it's a colored vinyl, doesn't it?
Why does that make a difference?
It's just neat.
Color?
Yeah.
Oh, I just love collecting color vinyl. It is like Adam says.
It's neat
cool.
if they're marbled or if
Have
they're
you ever
just
seen one?
Yeah, I've seen red ones and blue ones.
Oh, have you
not
ever seen,
green ones.
Have you ever seen like mixes and matches?
No.
Really? I'll have to show you some of my record collection.
No, see, I saw this one and I saw it was an Epitaph labeled one, and I was like, it's got to be in the punk style.
Yeah,
it's like maybe Taylor will like this one.
I do like Off With Their Heads. They're pretty well. They're definitely on the thrashier hardcore punk.
Yeah, okay.
I would say.
Yeah, sure.
Not super melodic, I wouldn't think, but
okay.
They're fun. I like them.
Cool.
So I will give it a listen.
Why not?
Why not? Indeed.
After we got done recording last week, Taylor and I sat down and watched the bonus episode of Last Week Tonight with John Oliver.
Oh!
It was all about Chuck E. Cheese.
Last Week Tonight.
Oh!
Last Week Tonight.
That's right. I watched the one about homeowners.
Yeah.
And he said to watch the Chuck E. Cheese one if you're under 30 or
35.
something.
Because you will never buy a house kind of thing?
Yeah.
And it was completely stupid and right up our alley. Like,
it was great.
We were laughing
Highly
so
recommend.
hard.
All right.
I love, but see, that's the thing is I have pictures of me as a baby at Showbiz Pizza in Fargo. Okay. I've got pictures with the fucking creatures or whatever they were. I also have fond memories of going to Chuck E. Cheese as a kid in Fargo.
Okay. Never went to Chuck E. Cheese.
Really?
Yep.
I told Taylor the same thing, and he couldn't believe it. And the only
I just
time
thought
I ever
everybody did.
I did, but I did go as an adult. I took the ex-girlfriend's kid to one in Rapid City.
Okay.
And I was like, oh, this isn't really all what it's talked up to be or what it's hyped up to be. It was probably better in the 80s when there was like.
I would think so. Yeah.
Well, see, I had gone. We'd probably gone in the mid to late 90s. And they were still doing like the ticket. The Chuck E. Cheese I remember watching the commercials for as a kid had a bunch of tubes and stuff, kind of like a McDonald's play place kind of thing.
Okay.
But the Chuck E. Cheese in Fargo didn't have that until a lot later.
Oh.
And I was too large to crawl through them at that point, and it was bullshit.
Yeah.
But they did have a bunch of ticket arcade games. That was kind of their whole shtick.
The only thing, it seems like all the arcades, local arcades that we have are just the ticket ones. And I don't care for ticket arcades, but there is one game that I can do quite well at, and it's called Crossy Road. And they have that.
Yeah.
They have that at Space Aliens, and they have it at Pizza
Hut.
Not Pizza Hut.
Ranch.
Pizza Ranch.
Oh, yeah, I forgot they have a fucking arcade
that's the
there.
only one where it's like a skill game where I can have a little fun and I can get the most bang from me actually being decent at playing like what's basically Frogger.
Yeah, pretty much.
You know.
I do enjoy the Space Invaders too. That one's kind of fun.
Oh, the huge
the big
one.
Yeah, with the big LED board. That's a lot of fun.
Yeah, because I mean but that's still like an arcade game. It's not just like pay $1 and arm goes off and then nothing falls in and you get 0 tickets and you didn't have any fun and you spent $1 on it.
Wow, you got ripped off.
Yeah,
dude.
I mean, there's a ton of games like that it just nothing happens. It's just an arm goes over. It doesn't knock down anything because it's just a big rigged thing, and that's it.
That is why this is kind of along the same lines at casinos. Okay.
Uh-huh.
All slot machines, I mean, it's all about timing. You know, it's all about hitting that time. I love that Zapper one. Have you ever played that one?
Zapper
You push the button.
Oh,
money's gone.
Yeah, I know what you're
Money's
talking
gone.
about. Yeah.
Because there's no bullshit there. It's just like, push the button, there you go.
push the button. You got a little bonus. You got a little something. There's no reels. It's not ding 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 ding.
Sure.
No teasers.
It tells you right away. You got something.
Oh, you missed it. No, this one's just money's gone.
Yeah, except I've seen you play that, and you push it really fast. You're like, damn, my money's gone.
It sucks. See, it just helps you. It helps you. Yeah.
So that's a game of skill.
No, it's not. But I will say, that's what it kind of reminds. That like a regular slot machine reminds me.
But you're correct. They
try to tease you.
There's a timing thing of some way where it's supposed to be. If you happen to hit the button at the right time while the zeros and ones aligned, then you might win something. Yeah.
I don't like to be titillated.
Oh, okay. Sorry.
Just kidding. So anyway, we've gone long enough.
Yeah.
For this week's edition of Comic Can Coozie. I'm Taylor.
I'm Adam.
And I'm Cole.